Hello learners, we have completed the study of vowels and consonants and I am very much hopeful that you must be able to remember the vowels and consonants and you by yourself are also practicing the Hindi alphabets. Now moving forward, first of all we will talk about writing today. Now while we move on to the literature part, you by yourself will be able to understand the way of writing in Hindi language. But till then, just to give a basic introduction of writing, I am taking this class, or more specifically, the first part of this class. So, some basic rules to be remembered while writing. All the words are formed by a combination of vowels plus consonants in any order plus matras, which you can remember for some time as symbols until we come across the exact word matra in our later classes. So using these three parts, a word in Hindi language is formed. Different languages comes with different way of formation. For example, in English language, the words are constructed only on the basis of vowels and consonants. There are no symbols or anything else. On the other hand, in some languages, we see that tones play a very important role. Then in those languages, a word is formed by the combination of vowels, consonants and tones, which again are denoted by a symbol. Similarly, in Hindi language, a word is formed by the combination of vowels, consonants and symbols, either by only one of the first two or a combination of all three or any two. Now, each and every word is complete only when it is joined by a horizontal line above. For example, let's talk of one word. Let's talk of word. WORD. Word in Hindi is called Sabd. Now, if you write Sabd as the way I have written Sabd, it would be regarded as incorrect in Hindi. Why? Because a very important portion of the Hindi language is missing in this word, and that is the horizontal line which covers a particular word. So this word, that is Sabd, becomes complete only when we put a horizontal line above it. Now it forms an entirely new word whose meaning is word itself. Now, while writing English language, how we are able to understand that a new word has begun after the completion of one word? For example, I'll write be it. It is represented either some people while writing joins more than two alphabets together, as is my habit also, like be it, right? Here I have joined B and E together and INT together and then a little gap between these two words. So B is a different word and it is a different word. On the other hand, some people usually do not join the individual alphabets. They sometimes write BE and then IT. Here the only way to recognize that B is a different word and it is a different word is the spacing between these two words. So if someone checks the English language, then this will be regarded as correct and this will also be regarded as correct. So the only differentiating factor between two words is the gap between the two words. On the other hand, in Hindi, the gap is important as is in English language, but along with the gap, this horizontal line is also very important. For example, I write hum sabhi, which means we all. Hum means we, sabhi means all. Now, this is the correct writing form in Hindi language. I cannot write like this, even though I have left some gap between these two words, but it will be regarded as incorrect in Hindi language. So this horizontal line is very important, and you must be wondering there's a gap between in this bha, in this horizontal line it exists. There are some consonants in which the horizontal line does not cover it completely. Other than bha, dha is one such consonant. So this is a very important thing which must be remembered. Second thing, full stop. In English, full stop is denoted by this, while in Hindi, full stop is denoted by this, which is known as Purna Viram. Purna Viram. Purna means full and Viram means stop. So, Purna Viram. Purna, full, Viram, stop. So, full stop is Purna Viram. So, whenever a sentence gets completed, the English full stop, that is, this is not placed. The Hindi full stop, which is called Purna Viram, this is placed. Rest of the comma is same, exclamatory mark is used. So most of the other things are same. The remaining things about the writing, how a word is written, how sentences are constructed will be dealt on in the future classes when we talk about grammar or about the literature, right? Now moving on to the second part of today's class, which is about some basic knowledge of the Hindi language, right? So when this basic language comes, one thing I would like to tell you about gender. A beauty of Hindi language is that in Hindi language even the non-living things have been assigned a particular gender. For example, car. Car has been assigned female gender. Paper has been assigned male gender. Every non-living thing has a particular gender. Now, you need not remember these things, which non-living thing is masculine, which is feminine. That doesn't matter. Once you keep on studying Hindi more and more, once you talk with native speakers or you read native literature, then with time you by yourself begin to recognize which particular thing has been assigned a masculine gender or a feminine gender. Now moving on to other thing, there's a difference between how a male speaks and how a female speaks on the basis of the words. In English we have he and she for female. All the remaining sentence remains same whether he is speaking or she is speaking. While in Hindi, many part of the sentence changes as the gender change. Though this you will learn with time also, but here I would like to give you a basic introduction. Now, what is boy called in Hindi? Boy in Hindi is called ladka. Lord of ko a. How to write ladka? Law, consonant law, you have read, plus raw, consonant raw, plus ko, plus a की मात्रा, which translates as ladka, which means boy. Now, if I have to write girl, this ladka becomes ladki. Everything else remains the same. Only this a की मात्रा gets replaced by e की मात्रा. Everything else remains same. Most of the places a or the sound of a represents masculinity and the sound of e represents femininity. Okay, though there can be exceptions, but I am talking of most of the places this thing happens. Now, go, gone. In Hindi, if a boy is speaking or if a male is speaking, he will say gaya. Gaya means gone. Go, yo, plus a की मात्रा, which translates as gaya. Gaya means gone. Now, if a female speaks the same word gone in a sentence, she will not use gaya. She will say gai. One interesting thing, gai is not written as this, like in ladka, ladki. Gai is go and not the matra of e. Instead, the full word e is used. Gai. So gaya, a की मात्रा is ladka, gai. E is female. Gai. Gaya, gai. Gaya, gai. Came. If a male speaks, he will say आया. आया. The entire vowel a plus consonant yo plus matra or symbol of a becomes a ya, which is came. When male say, he will say आया. When female speaks, she will say आई. आई. So this must be remembered. Most of the time, the mistake which a non-native speaker commits is that whenever a male is speaking, he will say मैं वहाँ नहीं गई. I did not go there. He uses गई. On the other hand, a female uses गया. मैं वहाँ नहीं गया. I did not go there. So these incorrect usage of gender, sometimes on hearing seems very funny. So the proper use of gender is very necessary. Now the third thing we be covering in this class is the things that we will focus more and the things that we will focus less. Hindi has adapted a lot of things from English language, as a result of which some things have lost that much importance in Hindi language as they should have received. For example, the numbers. There are Hindi numbers like in any other language. On the other hand, if you ever visited any Hindi speaking place or any place, you would find numbers written in English, or as we write in maths, 1 2 3 4. They are not written in the traditional Hindi format. So in all the classes that we will take, the things which the Hindi have already taken from the English language, we will put less emphasis on those words. For example, if you say Monday to any native Hindi speaking person, he or she would clearly understand you are referring to a particular day, that is Monday, which comes after Sunday and before Tuesday. Though in Hindi, Monday is called Somvar. But even if you are not aware of this particular word Somvar, the Monday will take you through. So many such things exist. Our focus will not be in such things, because you should not waste your too much energy or focus in remembering how to write numbers in Hindi, when you can easily go through with the normal usage, the international usage. The same thing with the the way the weeks are spoken, or the days are spoken, or the months are spoken. So though we study these things, but not with that much focus. It's not that we are going to skip these lessons, but I'm just telling you that what you need to focus more, and in what things you need to focus a little less also. For example, if you focus in these things a bit less, that would be okay. But if you focus on the gender specific things less, that won't be okay. So now moving on to the last part of today's class, which is the way forward, how we are going to move in our next classes. Now from next class onwards, we will be dividing our entire class in two parts. Some lectures we will be taking in literature and some would be grammar. So some of my videos will be covering the literature part, and then some videos will be covering the grammar part. Both of these are equally important, because through grammar you will be able to learn about the basics of construction, or what the Hindi language really is, and through literature you will be able to understand new words and how to use those words. Though the literature that we will study will be basic, very very basic in the beginning, unless you become well versed with the basic, only then we will move forward. The same case with grammar also. I hope you remain with me in this journey, and you will end up being a very good learner. For all your suggestions, feedback, or your work in any form, be it voice, video, or written, you can send me to my email ID, which is dummydummy.don@gmail.com. I would be willing to help you at any time. So thank you for now.